Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here today. As always, I'm always excited. And today I have our coach, Yanick. Yanick, thank you so much for joining me. Otherwise, I would have been by myself.
Thanks for having me, Kohila.
I know you're not at your best, but you showed up. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Yes. So as we know, we have to bring ourselves now and here. I don't know about you, Yannick, but I've been all over the place past few days, all over the place. So
Yes.
I don't mind bringing myself here now. And also, our topic today is why kids don't listen. It's going to interest a lot of parents and teachers, educators, because that's the biggest conversation everyone's having. Why aren't kids listening, right?
Right.
So that is the topic Coach Yanick wanted to talk about today. So I'm excited. Let's see what happens. Okay, so how do we bring ourselves to here and now? Well, we just have to look at where do we spending otherwise, right? Where am I otherwise, right, Yanick? If I'm not here and now, where do I go? I go to the past or I go to the future. Right. And usually I'm not really consciously telling myself, let's go to the past and think about the failure we had. I don't tell that to my brain, just go and, let's visit that as I'm visiting somebody exciting. It just takes us there, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
It just pulls us into it. And then we have no choice but to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before we know it.
Yeah. I was going to say the same. Before we know it, we're in it.
That's right.
We're deep in it. And we're like, what am I doing this for, right? Like sometimes we have to catch ourselves going, why am I thinking about this at this time? Makes no sense, but it has happened. So what can we do with the past, especially when we are a parent, because our topic today is about why kids are not listening, right? Don't listen, right? So if I'm a parent, what are things I could pull myself and think about in the past? What is something I can think about it? Maybe I can think about it that, I should have done this years ago. Maybe my children are not listening to me because I wasn't the right parent. I did something wrong in the beginning. I should have parented them from when they were born this way or that way. Have you ever had those conversations?
Yes.
With yourself?
Filled with regrets and filled with what if I wish I could have or wish I would have. Yeah.
Especially when our children are not listening, we have that all the time. And sometimes it's even deeper, going to our parents, right? We think about it, maybe I should parent like my mom or dad, who was very strict, or I should be the opposite, not to be that strict, because I didn't like that. So why would I parent my child the way I was parented, which I didn't even like? So we get into these, tug of wars, right? I mean, who do I listen to? Who should I follow? As a parent, we are at a point where it's breaking apart. The families are breaking apart because there's so much going on with children's regulation and disconnection that parents have no idea what to do with it, right? So there's so much going on. So what can I do with my past? What do you think, Coach Yanick? What can we do with our past? Should we sit here and think about it the rest of the day?
No, not at all. Take your past and let it go. Just release it.
Yeah. It has to go, because you have to consciously tell your brain we're not visiting there. Because if I'm a parent, if I keep visiting my past and thinking about the past, I'm not going to be here in the present to be in front of my child. Yeah. And no wonder they're not listening, because I'm not even here. Because I'm in the past, right? Yeah. If I'm in the past, if I'm not present, how can I expect my child to respond to me, because I'm not fully here? And that's happening as well for a lot of parents, right? We're not fully here because we're so busy and we're so exhausted from different things. So as Coach Yanick said, just let that past go and take the lessons. Any lessons there, just grab them, because they are going to be useful in the here and now. But that's the only thing you can take, is the lessons. Other than that, remembering it is waste of time. It's going to hold you back. It's going to hold you from being a present parent as well in the moment. So that's not a good place to be. So another place that we all like to go is the future, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to go into, like, oh yeah, I want to dream about my future, having my child go to college or university, or they're successful, they're doing really well in life, and or I do the opposite. I project the past and then go, you know what, I'm going to be a horrible parent in the future. My child's going to fail. I'm going to be a failure. We can do both of them.
Right. And we tend to go worst case scenario sometimes.
Well, yeah, most of the time, right? To be honest, most of the time it's the the worst of the
Yeah.
case,
Yeah.
especially when we're under stress with our children. It's going to be the worst. If I parent my child like this, if they're no longer listening to me, I'm going to have a child out of control, and that's going to create a future for them. That's going to be not possible. That, you know, they're not going to go to college or university, and they're going to be in the streets. Some people think of the worst, right? So
Right.
again, planning the future is almost as waste as going into the past. If anything, projecting the past and putting out your future is actually a useless hours and seconds of our life, right? Because
Mm.
it's not, first of all, future is not in our hands. I wish we can, but that's not possible. It's just going to come to us. Only thing we can do is set some intention and bless it and let it release it, right? Just release it into the air and just forget about it, because if you keep going and projecting it with your past, you're just going to get a lot of anxiety as parents. You're going to feel a
Mhm.
lot of anxiety and nervousness, right, about the future. And then that also, what it does is, as a parent, you can't be here. If you're
Mhm.
anxious about the future and you're projecting all those failures onto future and you're like parenting your child, can you imagine my energy when I go to meet my child, what my energy would be like?
Right. Not there.
Not there at all. And my heart's racing. I've already inside of me thinks that you're going to be a failure, because I just told in the future projection, I was told that this child could end up as a failure. And I come with that energy in the present. Am I going to be really present with my child? No,
No. Yeah.
no.
No.
Our nervous system, all our systems are out of sync right now, because
Mhm.
I was thinking something, my child's off in something else, I'm off in something else, both of us are not present. And of course, it's going to feel like they're not listening. Of course. So
Right.
we can apply this past and the future and coming now and here to every situation, even
Mhm.
relationships, right? Anything we want, we can do it, because now and here is the powerful state. This is where you can be present, and this is where you can learn, your child can learn. This is where we can live, and your child can live and lead. You are a leader of your family. So if you're a
Mhm.
parent, you are the leader of your family, you are the leader of yourself. So only place you can lead others that you love and yourself is in this moment. Every other moment, it's wasting. So that's why
Mhm.
this is a powerful state. We have to come to here, and that takes what? Talking to your brain. I've been talking about this with them all weeks, that we have to talk to our brain. Our
Mhm.
brain is a powerful machine. It can be your worst enemy and it can be your best ally, but it has to be trained. Otherwise, it does whatever it wants, right?
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes. So, how else do you bring yourself now in here, Coach Yannick? What else can we do to bring ourselves here besides talking to our brain?
Besides talking to our brain, we can do some breathing to kind
Yeah.
of
Is there a
come into.
favorite one of yours?
I like the 4481.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I've been doing that all along. I love that. I don't know why. It just
I
makes
like
sense.
that one. At 8, it really helps just get everything out.
Yes.
It
Would you
just,
like to
yeah.
lead it, or do you want me to lead it?
If you don't mind leading it, that would
No,
be
perfect.
awesome.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, let's inhale. Let's take lots of air for 4. And then hold for 4. Really hold it. And this is the time you can send the air to the parts of the body that has not received the air. Or somebody else told me other day, Coach Yannick, that they think of it as they're going around collecting all the negative stuff, so that when we exhale for 8, they just let go everything. So we can do
Mhm.
both. I used to say send air everywhere that you haven't sent it, because we're not really focusing, right? But the other
Yeah.
way, the other coach said that they do it, that they go around and go, okay, I'm going to collect all the toxic stuff in my body. And when I go the 8 counts out, I'm going to let it go.
Right.
Everything out, right?
Everything out.
So
Yeah.
whatever speaks to you, do that one. Like, do it.
Mhm.
If you want to send that air everywhere, send
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
and oxygenate everywhere. Or if you
Yeah.
feel like you have a lot of toxic building up in parts of your body, think of it as
Mhm.
going and collecting from different parts of the body and bringing it up, so that we can exhale for the 8 and then let it go in,
Yeah.
so it's not
That
in your
sounds
body.
good.
I don't know why we have learned that our body is a storage for toxic stuff. I'm not sure
Mhm.
how that happened, but we have been in a condition for that too, right? We all store them. And that's why we're
Yeah.
walking around like this,
Yeah.
shoulder pain, back pain, neck pain, all kinds of pain, because we tend to do that. So let's inhale for 4, lots of air. Hold. And if you want to grab any toxic air from any part of your body, go around, collect it. And as you come up, just exhale everything, every stress, every pain, everything that you've been carrying all day today. Just let it go out for 8. Awesome. Let's inhale for 4.
And I think we
Hold.
hold for 4.
Yes. What were you going to say?
I was going to say we forget to breathe too. It's just a thing. Like we don't even
Mhm.
take in
Yeah,
that air that our body needs.
of course. Yeah, we're so busy, so we don't even remember to breathe.
Forget to breathe.
And then exhale everything out. I want you to let go. Your body's not for storage of any kind other than pleasant things. So let go every toxic thing, anxiety, nervousness, anything you've been holding on to, worry, fear, stress, everything out through your mouth. Really out through your mouth so that you really feel it. Do it with the intention of really feeling it because your body needs it. You are busy. I know we're all busy, but that doesn't make us not take care of our body. If we don't, no one else will, and then we will pay for it. I can tell you that with experience.
Yes. So
Awesome.
true.
Yeah, it is very, very true, especially these days, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So we want to talk about today's topic about how our children are not listening.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yes.
are they not listening, Coach Yanick? What are we doing wrong?
I think there's pieces that we're missing to this puzzle of why kids aren't listening. Kids are getting into a lot of trouble at school for not listening. They're getting
Mhm.
into trouble at home for not listening. And I think that we're not looking at it the right way.
So why? Why though? What's happening? What do you think is happening?
Yeah, so I think that what happens is so kids get in trouble for not listening, right? And parents or teachers or caretakers are addressing a problem that can escalate, right? If a child's not listening, then a parent starts getting frustrated. Then the student, the child starts getting frustrated as well. So there's frustration on both sides, and it's not helping. It's not helping the child. It's not helping the person addressing the issue. It's not helping the parent. And so most of us, when a child isn't listening, I know at least I used to do this in the classroom all the time, is we try to solve it by giving a consequence of some sort, or using some kind of a countdown for kids, or making it conditional where if you don't listen, this is going to happen. And getting into power struggles with kids. And so I feel like those are some of the ways that we just kind of know and think that are going to work. But in reality, are they working, Kohila?
No.
No.
Honestly, I think what has happened is somewhere along the way, I have to do a little bit more research into when and where it has switched and flipped.
Mm,
Like, we all grew up in very strict family. Listening was a thing, right? And
mhm.
with the
Right.
look, my parents will know, are you going to
Yeah.
listen or not?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
With the look they'll give us, we'll know we have to listen now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, or else, right? So
Or
we
else, yeah.
grew up like that. We grew
Hmm.
up like that, or else whatever is going to happen is very extremely going to be, poor choice if you don't listen, right? And then we
That's
went on to having gentle parenting, which is practiced in the wrong way by many, right? As
hmm
permissive, but even gentle,
Yeah.
I think the word has misled a lot of people to believe in different
Yeah.
ways. But we had these both extremes, right? Very strict, and then lots of conversations, expressing, and all of this, right? Because do you remember expressing your feelings to your parents?
No, never. They did not want to hear that. They didn't want to hear how I felt.
What's feeling? Excuse me, can you define feeling?
Right.
Just do it, right?
Yeah.
I say it, you do it. I said
Yeah.
so. That was the only explanation. I said so, right?
Yeah. That's
That's
so
how we
true.
do it here. So
Yeah.
we went from these two extreme, but somewhere along the way, because we were, like me, when I was growing up, I had a very bad childhood and also very strict family dad, right? Now I could think like, you know what? I need to give my son all of it, and I'm not going to be like this. I'm not going to be. That's not what I did. I actually made sure to change the things that was valuable from my dad. Like I kept what was valuable from my dad and changed what things that wasn't. I
Mhm.
always was in like informed decision on that part. Like I didn't want to lose every part of my childhood at all, because there was some structure, there
Yeah.
was some groundingness, there were rules that I knew they implemented to protect me.
Mhm.
There
Mhm.
were boundaries and there were guidelines, and they helped me ground me in ways
Yeah.
like, if they
Right.
didn't say you can't go out at 6 7 o'clock at night, I would have been out at 10 p.m. getting into troubles,
Yeah.
because I'm
Right.
just a little person, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But because they said you must be home by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, there was some kind of rules that I was able to maneuver and feel safe. Right?
Yes.
That's why they're there. That's why
Right.
they're there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we could just have kids, and we don't even have to bring them home. We can just, let's say, after the hospital, we could just say, okay, here's the world, go figure it out. Right?
Oh, yeah.
We take care of them so much because they don't know what that safety is a big concern for human babies, right? I
Right.
think somewhere in our that generation of parenting to what we're at right now, there
Mhm.
has been a misunderstanding of, the boundaries, the
Right. Yeah,
setting
that's
boundaries,
a big one. Yeah.
and then
Yes.
having guidelines.
Mhm.
What's wrong with having guidelines?
Yeah. Right.
And then helping them ground themselves and
Yeah.
having purpose for their life and showing them and being connected to them at home, not just during
Mhm.
this kind of I need you to listen conversation, but throughout different times of the day, also being
Right.
connected to them. We got
Yeah.
disconnected as families, right? We got
Yeah.
busy, we got disconnected. We
Mhm.
don't want to be this authoritative
Feelings got in the
parent.
way. Yep.
We don't want to be the authoritative parent.
Yeah.
We had this people used to hit their kids. We don't want to have that, but then we want to be gentle, but then we don't know how to manage the gentle part, and that
Mhm.
got into parenting. So it almost feels like a lot of things got misled,
Mhm.
mislabeled,
Mhm.
misguided. And
Yeah.
if you look at a lot of influencers, many of them online share things as if it's going to work for every family. As us as a holistic neurogrowth success coach, we never share anything generic,
Right.
right? We always customize to their situation. So because we have so many experts out there who are saying this is the way it is, so parents don't know what to choose, what is right.
Yeah.
If they start following somebody, they're just going to follow what they say.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely an overwhelm of information, and who do I trust? Who do I believe? All of that. Yes. Yep. I do see that too. And
You have grandkids, right?
I
You have
do.
grandkids. Yeah.
Mhm.
So with your kids and stuff, how do they make their kids listen? Like, how do they get their kids to listen? Or how do you get your grandkids to listen to you as a grandmother?
Yeah. I love the piece about connection that you were talking about. I think it really starts there, is having that, making the place where they're in feel safe, that when they're around you, they feel safe, and then making that connection, having that good relationship with them, and connecting with them. And when there does come a point when they're overwhelmed or too much going on and their nervous system is on overdrive and they're not listening, then just knowing that, I guess, looking underneath that and seeing, that I feel like a lot of people just go immediately to the behavior and they just label it, oh, they're defiant, oh, they're undisciplined, oh, they're out of control. They just start labeling instead of just stopping, seeing what's really underneath the behavior, and asking questions, getting them to calm down enough, or yourself to calm down enough if it's already escalated to a point where you can ask the child what's going on. Get them to, it's not all about, well, how do you feel and how does that make you feel and why are you feeling that way, but there is some truth to their nervous system being overstimulated, maybe by screens, maybe by who knows, things going on in their life. Maybe like you were
Even
saying,
food,
there's this
right? Even food, right? Even
even
with the
food,
food we
even
eat,
food.
yeah,
Yeah,
you can stimulate the kids in different, like, have you seen the kids after Halloween?
right. That's the worst day to go to school to teach. Yes.
Yes. So you always wish it's Friday or Saturday. It's on.
Right, always over a weekend, please. That and Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
So
So we know that those things affect kids very
they
quickly, right?
definitely do. Yes.
Yes. And
Yeah,
something else, like I know that my son has brought up several times, is the noise, right? Sometimes adults, we don't hear certain levels of noise. Kids
yeah.
hear more.
Mm,
And because they're sensitive, right? We're more
yeah,
sensitive than us, right? So
yeah,
maybe it's the sound that's affecting them. I'm just saying there's so many things that could throw them off and off as a biological system. We don't think of this body as a system living in an environment, and that
right.
has variables changing 24/7. So
Yeah,
these kids are reacting to all of those variables that are changing in their body. We're just thinking
yeah,
through the behavior lens, you're behaving this way
right.
versus what is happening to the system and where is it
Mhm.
blocked. It might sound to some people as that sounds very soft and that sounds extremely gentle, but it's not. it's
Right.
it's, it's actually, if anything, it's through the compassion. You
Yeah.
have to become compassionate, and
Mhm.
then more importantly, on top of it, get curious.
Yeah, yeah.
Start getting
Kids
curious.
have a lot more than we think going on. Like you were saying, they can be affected by a lot of things, but they also process things
Differently.
differently. And sometimes I feel like we don't give them the credit, or we don't give them the space or the
Yeah.
time to share.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter how old are they. This morning, I was with my son who's 19, and I was talking to him a little bit about the war, right? Because even things like that,
Right.
uncertainties, right? We listen to TVs and news and online things, and we're picking up. But as a young person, he's 19, he's looking forward to his new life, right? Like
Right.
all young people, right? For them,
Yeah.
it's scary. Like they never seen a war before, probably some of them in their lifetime. They're like, what is this? And how is this going to affect me? Am I going to have a life? Is it going to happen here and there, right? So I was
Mhm.
talking to him to see where his headspace was. I mean,
Mhm.
even all of that, even current events.
Mhm.
And since
Right.
COVID, we never have addressed a lot of things that happened during COVID with our kids either.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's affecting the school system for sure,
Yeah,
right?
and we're living in the after effects of all that. Yep.
Yeah, we never stopped to
We never
care
stop.
for. No, we never stopped to care for it. So there's a lot of things that are against our kids and children at this moment. So as
Mhm.
parents, what we need to become is very curious.
Mhm.
What is going on?
Yep.
Like even like people say it's all about the phone and the online and the technology and the video games. They're learning things from others before they even learn things from their parents, before a lot of the things we learned from our parents, right?
Mhm. Right. Yep.
Now external world things are shaping our kids' minds. Other
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are shaping whoever they're listening to, and
Yeah.
sometimes a lot of parents don't know who those people are because
Yeah.
they come through the phone. And we really value our kids' privacy. Some parents even say it's a private thing, I can't look,
Mm.
right? But
Yeah.
I don't agree on that. But that's what a lot of
Yeah.
parents think. I don't agree on it. The phone is
Mm.
the dangerous thing I can ever hand over to my child,
Yeah.
and I must take responsibility for them until they're old
Mhm.
enough to know what the
Right.
danger that lies inside that phone. So I
Yeah.
don't believe it, but there are a lot of parents who tell me that that's their privacy.
Mm.
I can't tap into that. I'm not saying to snoop and watch what they're doing, but you have to be mindful that a lot of people can visit them, a lot of people can influence them, that you
Mhm.
don't know these people. You have, like, we wouldn't send in those olden days, like we didn't send our kids and say, okay, goodbye. If my child said, I'm going to go visit somebody, didn't we check up on them and say, where are you going? Which house? Who's living
Yeah.
there? All of
Right.
these questions would come up.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah.
Who else lives there?
Absolutely.
Who
Yeah.
else lives there? And what are you going to do? Are you upstairs,
Yeah.
downstairs? Who lives in the basement? Like all of these questions will come up.
All the questions. Yes.
Because we
Yeah.
want to make sure that wherever they're going, there's going to be safe. They're going to be
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
But right now, this thing, anybody can come through it. Anybody can. Why
Right.
don't we apply the same rule? Why do we forget to apply the same rule?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
I don't
that
know. That's a shift in parenting too that needs some that's gone to the other extreme as well, I think, and the way
I
you
think,
were.
yeah, and I think parents are not thinking it in that way. They're thinking it is as a tool. It
Mm,
was a tool once upon a time, maybe, right? It is a tool to call people and take photos, and you can have an alarm and your music and all that.
right.
But it's a device. But that device now has other adults and other crazy people who can access my child.
Yeah. Yeah. And can influence them and impact them in ways that are not healthy, are not good. I always like how you say, would you let a stranger into your child's bedroom? Would you
Yeah.
let them just come in, spend the
Yeah.
night?
Yeah, they knock and say, "Can I just go visit?" And you're not going to open up and say, "Yeah, they're upstairs. Go to the room and they're close the door. No
Right.
problem." We won't. And
Yeah.
even would I let a stranger? I live by myself right now. Would I let a stranger into my house? No, I
No.
don't. I have to know who they are. Even me as an adult, I need to know who are you. But in
Yeah.
on the phone, they can access our children in any way they want.
Mhm.
And there
Mhm.
are crazy people. So we, as parents, have to wake up. As
Mhm.
parents, we have the ultimate duty to draw some boundaries. Now, I was talking to another educator last night, and then she was mentioning how kids are coming with no sleep or very little sleep.
Mm.
Now,
Mhm.
guess what happens when we get very little sleep? Has any of the adults watching had very little sleep and how you behaved after that? You don't
Have
want
the
to be around me. You don't want me. You don't want around
No.
me
No.
having.
Yeah. Right.
I might not even know what I'm saying. That's how bad
Yeah.
it is, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's very bad. So we have kids who are coming to school with less sleep or no sleep because they are on their devices at nighttime.
Right. They can't function, they can't think, they
They're
can't
going
do
to be
anything.
irritated.
Yeah.
They're going to be irritated because you remember
Right.
how I get
Yeah.
irritated,
Right. Yeah.
right? And then
Mhm.
now, if we do that for multiple days, now our whole rhythm is off. Our
Yeah.
body rhythm is 100% off. So that is going to affect how I eat. Next is going to
Mhm.
affect how I eat. Next
Right.
is going to affect how I drink water and other things. Next, I'm going to be craving sugar. So I'm going to be starting to eat a lot of bad stuff that
Yeah.
are not going to be healthy for me.
Yeah.
So these are growing children. I mean, this is on the adult side, this is what happens. Can you imagine what's happening to them? They're not going to know what's going on. They're just going to get more and more aggressive, more and more irritated,
Yeah.
and more not listening, which is our
Yes.
topic.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, their head is filled with either they're exhausted or their heads are filled with so much noise, right? And that's exhausting too. That can make you tired if you're constantly on a screen or scrolling or constant input. I think
Yes.
that's exhausting as well, mentally and emotionally.
And it's okay. We are going to through a period of time of new ways are happening in our life, right? Humans are getting adapted to new ways of things. Like
Mhm, mhm.
information consumption is like all fast now, right?
Yep.
Right? I mean, even I can consume things faster than I used to years ago.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do it. I would like sit and read 4 times before I like right now I'm comprehending like this because I'm watching so many shorts or I'm scrolling to see what's on somebody's post. I
Mhm.
am skimming way faster than I used to. So
Yeah.
obviously we're all getting trained.
Yep.
It's training us very pretty
True.
quickly. And then
Yeah.
these kids are young kids. They are gonna train like no like if I can get trained, I know every child can get trained faster than me, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
absorb everything. So we're going
Yes.
to have a generation, even though the shorter the attention,
Yeah.
but they are going to have the speed of absorption though.
Mhm.
It's good,
Mhm.
but what are they going to absorb and observe
Right.
is the question. Because
Yeah.
online has good things and online has bad things.
Yeah. And you can absorb. And one thing I was noticing in the classroom while I was still there was that they couldn't process. So they could absorb, but to process
Comprehension
and then comprehend and be able to tell you
it's
what
different.
it's different. They couldn't, it was hard. They were having a hard time doing that.
Yeah,
So,
that part of it has to develop, I think.
mhm,
I'm okay
mhm,
with it because I skim enough to slow
yeah,
down to comprehend, because
yeah,
I am looking to comprehend, right? I only consume things that are going to serve me. I don't
mhm,
consume I need to. Like for me, it's all
right,
related to what I do, and probably for you as adults, we can discriminate, right?
right, right,
What to consume. But as kids, they
correct,
can't. They're going to get everything, everything. And as you said, comprehension goes down, reasoning goes down,
mhm,
attention is going to be low, and they're going to get frustrated because there's too many things that are crossing over, right?
yeah,
So
right.
obviously, obviously they're going to get frustrated and they're not going to listen. Coming back to the listening again.
They're not gonna listen. Right, yeah,
So, so what happens if a parent already feels like, you know what, my child's gone far too far, they're not listening to me. What can we help them with? Because I know parents are not asking, parents are staying silent. Some parents are feeling like shame about it. Some people are guilty about it. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's not any of those things, right? At the end of the day, you have to really look at, I need to help my child. That's the ultimate duty of a parent. It doesn't
right,
matter what other people think. Who cares? They're just people, you know? But at
yeah.
the end of the day, can I help? And if you can help your child, just help them, right? So what do you think they can do right now if they think that their child's not going to ever listen to them?
I think is maybe evaluating what is, if there's too much noise around their child in their home, at school, wherever they are, just kind of take an assessment and see what could be overwhelming them, what could be causing, their nervous system to always kind of be on this overdrive mode, and yeah, just take a look at those things, try to replace some of them with more connection, try to, like you were saying, take more time to build connection, in play board games. My grandson loves board games, and it's just a great way to connect. Any kind of game with a child will just, I think, immediately draw them in, and it does build almost instant connection there, and get them to just open up about what's going on. And like you said, get curious and just ask questions. Get them to open up to you, share what's going on, what's stressing them out, what's causing anxiety, what's causing overwhelm, who doesn't want to be their friend, who all the little things that we may not be
Mhm.
a big deal to us, but to a child it's really a huge deal for them, and
Yeah.
can cause a lot more than what we think.
Yeah, at some point when you haven't got, when you're perfectly said, everything's valid. Amazing, thank you. Somewhere in
Mhm,
that, somewhere during that time, we have to really stop and take a step back and look at it, like when did this started, right?
mhm,
Like
mhm.
going to that root cause of it, right, as well. Like it'll help with everything that you said, is the root cause of it. Like children don't just decide one day they don't listen. There has to be something just happened that switched that. What is it?
Yeah, yeah.
What is it? Sometimes as teenagers do that after a certain
Mhm,
12, 11 years old, can display that behavior, or even younger now. But
mhm.
more importantly, what is happening to them? And then what happens is, as they get older, and if we're not connecting as a family regularly, I mean, it's almost daily, if you're not connecting in a way during a dinner time or
Mhm.
driving back and forth or somewhere, if you're not really connecting with your child, you're going to
Yeah,
start distancing, right? You're
yeah,
automatically distancing because they don't have anybody to talk to. So
yeah,
who are they then talking to? That avoidance is going to transport to somebody else, going to take that time to talk to them. Then
yeah.
it becomes the phone, then we have a
Mm,
problem with the phone, right? If it
right.
becomes somebody else on the phone, it becomes a problem. So
Yes.
a lot of people, when their children are getting older, they think they're independent, so I don't need to have that connection. I
Mhm.
think that is false belief. That's
Yes, I agree.
100%. The more
Yeah,
they get older, you also need to plan more time with them, because they're
yeah,
now dealing with more bigger situations and bigger emotions and bigger things in their life. Even though it might be little thing like my friend doesn't talk to me, but for them it's the end of the world, right? When a friend
right.
doesn't talk.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I need to be, as a parent, I need to push my way into their life, because they're going to
Mhm.
push back. No teenager ever wants to talk, right? They always say, no,
Yeah.
I'm busy, or I don't want to
Right.
talk, or there's
Yeah.
nothing happening, leave me alone, get out of my
Yeah.
room, don't talk to me. They're going to tell you all of that. You have
Mhm.
to keep pushing your way into their life. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to say, I care. I want to know what's going on. Just
Mhm.
if you don't want to talk at this minute, I'll come back in 2 hours. Give me a time
Yeah.
we can sit down and have a conversation. You have to enforce that
Yes,
because,
you do.
right, at the surface, it might look like you're forcing your way in, but if you
Mhm.
don't force your way in, somebody's going to sneak in there and can cause damage to that your child. At
Mhm.
this point, that's how
Right.
worlds are functioning, right? Because it's just the way it is. So the more you can push your way in, get back a few hours, few even 10 minutes with your child to talk, no matter
Mhm.
what age they are. And then if they start not listening, the worst thing we can say is what they're doing and say it back to them. You're not listening to me. You better
Yeah.
listen to me. I don't know why you're not listening to me.
Yeah.
All of those conversations are not going to go anywhere, right?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Because they're being attacked.
Mhm.
If a parent says that to me, I would be like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care. Of course, I'm not listening to you because you're attacking me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Right.
shutting down. I'm not gonna be
Mhm.
like, okay, because you are attacking me. I'm ready now. I'm ready to
Yeah.
listen. I'm going to say that. As children, we always rebel, right? I mean, that's part of
Mhm.
children, right? So why would we say any of those things? We have to observe that they're not listening, and we have to get curious that they're not listening, and we have to do our own investigation why they're not listening, not just directly tell them, you know what, you're not listening to me,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it goes nowhere. I've already told
Mhm.
them, and be like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not listening. I'm not going
Right.
to listen. I
That's
don't want
true.
to listen. I
Don't state
don't want
the obvious, right?
Yeah, don't say as if it's going to change it. It's just going to get
Yeah.
worse. So why
Right.
not step back a bit and start the observation? The
Mhm.
silent observations are great. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how when my son was growing up, I knew he was off in different areas of life when I just observe him.
Mhm.
And
And I
because I
think
yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna say that I
Mhm.
think kids, as much as push that they may give you, I think ultimately kids like it because they feel loved, they
Yeah.
feel cared for, they feel safe, they feel connected, and those are all the things we all need, right? Especially kids.
Yeah.
But the pushing may just be whatever on the outside, but truly on the inside, they just want attention. They just want your love, your attention, and even though you're seeing the push, the inside it's something else usually. Usually they want
100.
that. They want the boundaries, they want the love, they want the attention, all of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, 100%. So
Yeah.
if you haven't done that, start doing it today. Push
Mhm.
yourself back into their equation. It's like an equation. If you exit the equation, someone's going to replace that equation.
Mhm.
And
Right.
and the more you're not connecting to their equation, you're not in their world.
Yeah.
The less
That's
they're going to listen, right? So,
right.
do you have any other reasons why kids don't listen these days?
Let's see. One other thought I just had was that I heard someone say, and I think they're writing a book about giving the phrase is you have permission to parent, you have permission to be a parent and do your job, and sometimes I think people don't feel like they have. I don't know, like how we were talking about the two extremes of parenting, but give yourself permission to parent. You're the parent. Give yourself permission to be that parent and do whatever it takes to reach your child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just ask this bigger question, right? If your child knows everything, why are you
Hmm.
bringing them home after giving birth from hospital?
Right.
No, seriously, why do you bring them home?
Yeah.
Right? Why do we bring them home? Obviously, for the next 18 years, they are developing. Their brain is developing. Their body is developing. They
Mhm,
need a
mhm,
secure adult that's going to look after them, provide them with boundaries,
mm,
provide them with guidance, provide them with grounding
mhm,
place that they call
mhm.
it home, and they can come back to it, and then within the boundaries they can go and freely explore it, and
Yeah,
when it's beyond the boundary they can come back for guidance again to the
right.
parents, look up to them.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
we set the boundaries. It doesn't
Mm,
mean you have to hit your child, it doesn't mean you have to be authoritative, it doesn't mean
yeah,
my way or no way. You don't have to be that way. That's what I'm saying. We went from one extreme, the other extreme, and
Yeah,
we're in the middle. We're doing
exactly.
nothing right now. We're in a
Yeah,
chaos.
yeah, right.
We're totally lost to do, what do I do, right? But
Yeah.
you're right. Give yourself permission, but
Mhm.
almost take control. I mean,
Mhm.
the control is important for parents. I mean, kids needs to see parents in control,
Yeah.
because when the parent loses control and a child looks up to the parent, what happens? They're going to see their world is falling apart. It is in
Mm.
chaos. They're going to think it's in chaos because you're
Mhm.
falling apart as a parent. You have to
Right.
stand as grounded, as powerful as possible, not to hit them, but in
Mhm.
your decisions, in your way of speaking to them, in your way of guiding
Mhm.
them, so that they see
Right.
a leader, because you are a leader
Exactly.
to your kids,
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
right?
right. Yep.
If I'm not a leader, they're going to look at me and they can't rely on anybody. I am the only safe adult in their life, the two
Mhm.
adults in their life, if we're together, right? Mom and dad.
Yeah,
We are the two safest people they know.
yeah,
But if we're not having that power to guide them, who are they going to ask for guidance?
right.
So that's why I call it like our uprooted regeneration, right? This is
Mhm.
like a plant that's been uprooted. So if you uproot a plant, it's just floating.
Mhm.
It's not grounded. The root is not in the ground. So if
Yeah,
the root is not in the ground, your child is not growing in the right way as a big tree can come out to be, right?
yeah.
They're
Right.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I want to ground my child back,
Mhm.
form a root and give them a nice, beautiful life to come out as a big tree, I
Mhm.
need to be grounded. I
Yeah.
also need to be grounded. I need to be planted too as an adult.
Mhm.
That's why, our parenting in flow labs, what we do is we bring the parents back home.
Mhm.
If I'm not home in this body, I'm not home, and I'm doing it with full of doubts and fear and picking out strategies and stuff from everybody and bringing it together to parent in a in a way that it's not working for our family, then I feel torn apart that I'm not doing a good job. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of parents who are suffering and struggling, thinking that they're not a good parent as well, because there's just too much confusion.
Yeah, yeah,
What's right versus
yeah.
what's wrong. But if
Mhm.
we go back to our intuition, we always know what's right for our kids,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
We all have
Yes.
the instinct what's right for our kids. So what's right for our kids is safety first,
Mhm.
safe in all aspects. So I had another coach who said that she caught a couple of 14-year-old boys at school watching porn in the classroom. And I like to talk about this because it's very serious,
Yes, it
especially
is.
boys. That's the end of those boys' life, watching these garbage stuff, right? So it's
Mhm.
available for our kids. It was not like that in the world we used to grow up, right? These things were not
Right.
available. Now things are available at touch of a button at any.
Mhm.
And they were watching, and when she interrupted, they said, "It's not a big deal. I don't know why you're making a big deal."
Wow. Wow.
And they're 14 years old.
Yeah.
And they also went through the security, because the schools have protections, right? They knew how
Mm.
to break that and get into those
Wow.
websites that they're
So
not supposed to visit during school hours. They actually knew how to open that and will visit it,
yeah. That's so
because they are
sad.
smart. They are smart, but they are not using it in the right way. So if we don't watch our kids what they're watching, it's no longer my kid is just watching something. They're watching seriously some things that cannot be good for them. And
Right.
if they're a boy and they're 14, they can be seriously damaged. I know a lot of kids who have gone down the path and they're in recovery from that, and it is brutal. It is
Mm.
brutal.
Mm.
They are
Yeah.
full of shame and full of guilt and
Yeah.
lost their identity and just destroyed.
Yes. I agree.
So
Yeah.
it's a big danger. It's a
It
huge
is
danger.
huge.
So
Huge.
as parents, are we going to step up and say, what's on your phone? It's
Mm.
time. It's
It
time.
is. It
It's
is.
time. It
Yeah.
has to be this time, because
Yeah.
don't lose your kids to
Mm.
garbage that's being put on with no restrictions. You are the restriction. You can restrict it. You are the
Yeah.
guardian. You are the parent. You are the one there to protect them. The
Yeah.
world doesn't care. You are the only one who can care. Yeah, your child is going to be upset if you take them the phone. Who cares? Be
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
I'd rather you be upset and be destroyed for the rest of your life by watching
Yes.
something garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
always
good.
told my son, right? I always
Right.
told my son, I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
I always told him, I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
And whenever I gave him any type of rules or anything, these are our rules.
Mhm.
This is what I need you to follow. And he loved it. Yeah,
Mm.
first he hated it, but then eventually he knew that beyond that, he has to ask me. All I
Mm.
said is, ask me beyond this. I'm going to let you do it up to here. If anything goes beyond that, it's not your decision to make. Ask me and see if
Mm.
it's okay to go beyond the boundaries that I'm drawing for you. I gave him enough boundaries to go on his own and be independent. But
Mhm.
beyond certain boundaries, no, you got to talk to me because I
Yeah.
need to know. So with the phone, we had a rule that he can't have it in the bedroom at nighttime. It stays downstairs. You don't need anything. He said, I don't have an alarm on it. I need an alarm to wake up. I said, I'll come and wake you up in the morning. Right? I'll
Yeah.
come and wake you up. You don't need a phone to wake you up. I'll come and wake you up. He said, I want to become independent. I don't want you to wake me up because then I have to rely on you rest of my life. Of course, okay, fair statement, right?
Yeah. Right.
Good. Smart, right? So I said,
Yeah.
okay, here's a thing called alarm clock. Actually, there are little boxes. They actually beeps. And they are still available, believe it or not. So I said,
Yeah.
I'll buy one of those, but the phone can stay outside. And
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
dang it. I thought I had her for the bit right. He thought he had me for this.
Yeah.
With,
Right.
with the, I want to be independent.
Mhm. Yeah.
True.
I mean, good point, but
Yeah.
you're smarter than that.
Yeah, so I got him that, and I said, "Yeah, here's the alarm clock. You can set it up and wake up." And then he never woke up. I had to someday go and wake him up, right? Of course, he's a
Mhm.
teenager, right? And
Right.
the phone never went in his room because it happened after a point where he was actually having the phone. I noticed he wasn't sleeping.
Mm.
I noticed
Mhm.
a change in him. That's what I'm saying. Stay curious.
Yeah.
Like watch
Yeah.
their behaviors. I mean, they're immediate. They're so affected by little things. It's immediate. When
Yeah.
your child's consuming something not appropriate, it's immediate. You can see it. They're
Mhm.
gonna be less they're gonna be distancing themselves. They're gonna be starting to hide. They're gonna be closing up, and they're gonna be wanting to be by themselves. These are different things that my child would never do. So I have to get curious. Why are you doing these things all of a sudden? What's happening?
Mhm. Mhm.
Right? And then you just have a conversation. What is going on? Tell me a little bit more about this. And then my son was he woke up one day and he looked like he hasn't slept for 4 days.
Wow.
I'm like, you just woke up from bed. Like, what's happening? Like, it doesn't look right. I'm like, okay, I see what's happening. Obviously, the phone's in the room. You
Mhm.
have not. And
Mhm.
I said, tell me the truth. What is going on?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And then yeah, there's so many things that he would do in order to get another thing in his room, but I was always on top of it because
Mhm.
I just started observing him and saying, you know what, there's something different here. Tell me more. That's it.
Right.
And I need to know. And then also one thing I said to him, you might have said some things like this too, but I want to hear is that I'm not your friend. Number one. Number two, you will always thank me for everything I'm doing right now later in life.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
you
That's
hate
true.
me right now, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Right? Have you ever said anything like
Yeah.
that to your kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hate me right now. I don't care, but you will
Yeah.
thank me later in life.
Right.
I'll
Yes.
wait for your thank you then.
Yeah, and stand your ground.
Yeah, yeah.
It it does bring that
I
ground.
always say that, right? Always say that to your kids. Like, I'm
Mhm.
doing it for your best.
Mhm.
This is how I show my love to you.
Mhm.
I need to protect you. My ultimate job is to protect you and make you
Yeah.
as independent as possible.
Mhm.
So that's where the listening is going to start coming back towards you. Is more interest you show toward them,
Mhm.
more you push your way into their life again. Even though they're going to push yourself back in there, and
Mhm.
ask them to talk to you. Ask them to talk to you, and if they say, "I'm not going to talk to you right now," say, "What time can I talk to you?" Make an appointment with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Teenagers
Right.
do that. My son used to
Yeah.
do that. I can't talk to you. I'm busy right now. Okay, what time should I come back? Right? When are
Right.
you available in your
Yeah.
busy schedule here? Right? And he would say, I don't know. No. I'm asking what time. So I'm not demanding. I'm just saying, give me a time. That's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Give me a time. Tell me it's 12 a.m. in the middle of the night. That's fine. Just tell me a time.
Yeah. Just
And
pick
he
a
can't
time.
go in. Yeah, just pick a time. But we are meeting though. I always would tell him, we are meeting.
Mhm.
That's not an option because that's the rule I'm giving you. Like as a parent, I stand my ground and I say, I am going to
Mhm.
meet you, but you're going to decide what time that is.
Yeah.
'Cause I know you're
Right.
busy right now
Yeah.
because you don't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the appointment idea, said Melissa. Yes, so important. Give me an
Mm.
appointment. Yes.
Mhm.
So,
For
you
little
want
kids,
to,
Or
yeah,
younger
thank you.
children, just, I think it's the same things you can do that we've been talking about, but on a more practical basis is maybe, when you're trying to get a younger child to listen and you're looking for the why, just use shorter words, use less
Yeah,
words when you're asking questions or when you're
yes,
asking them to listen for whatever reason. And, yeah, just make sure that they're not in an overwhelmed state. Like check in on their nervous system. They may not be able to know how to
no,
express what's going on, but
yes,
you can tell. Like you were saying, you know when there's something wrong with your child, when they're high on sugar or when they're upset about something, when something didn't go right at school or whatever it is.
no,
That
absolutely.
doing that check in with even just a 5, 6 year old is perfect, is good. And using consequences and if then statements or bravery or threats or anything like that, just don't react, I guess. Dig deeper before a reaction. So if you need to get into a place of being in a calm state yourself before you can get there, then do that first so
Yeah,
that there's no frustration on both sides
yeah.
going
And
into.
one thing that we know now parents need more than ever is patience.
Mm,
You have to have a lot of patience with your kids.
yeah.
Because as the different behaviors are coming along and we are not even aware of these things that are happening to our kids, different versions of just how it's showing up, you
Yeah.
have to have a lot of patience for them and for yourself as well. Like you
Mm,
have to be patient with yourself, and that's why that parenting inflow workshops are so beautiful, because it allows them to not to worry about their child, because we're always worried about our child, right?
mm,
But then we parent from this extreme pressure.
mhm.
And then when I'm pressured, I don't know about you, I don't function that well.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah.
My nervous system is off. So I don't
Yeah.
want a parent, or I don't even want anyone near me when I'm pressured and in that
Mhm.
state. So why would you
Mhm.
want a little kid to be around you when you're doing that? First, you have to settle this person.
Yeah.
Is this person calm? Is this person in a
Yeah.
powerful place of grounded? And
Yes.
from there, then you can start grounding and getting your child moving in
Mhm.
the right direction. So it always starts with you. If anything, if you're a parent and you're thinking like, well, I'm doing everything, it's not working, that's because you're doing it to the child. Because as
Mm.
everybody says, here's a strategy, go do it with your child. But they
Yeah.
never say come home to yourself,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
teachers are the same way. Every teacher is looking for what's the next strategy I can apply to my students next tomorrow. Give me strategies, give me this. I don't
Mhm.
know, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. You don't need any strategies. You need to make sure this system is in alignment and in activation so that you
Mhm.
can then guide others to get there.
Mhm.
When you're
Yeah.
off, forget the other people, because I talk about this with all the coaches that, in the airplane, why do they say put your mask first before helping other people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? If
Right.
you're no longer there, you can't help them. So
Yeah.
better put your mask first before even helping your child, right? Same way, before helping
Mm.
your student, put it on. So that means you have to take care of this soul first. And that
Mhm.
starts with all the systems that making you function. If you're blocked, if you're not aware of your block, you're going to transfer that energy into the people you guide
Yeah.
as a
So good,
parent.
Kohila. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so important. It's so important. So join our parenting inflow workshops. We have them. I'm doing one in Scottsdale next week, a live one, but we also have online version as well. So yeah, if those of you who are watching, if you're interested, send us a DM. Yanick, Coach Yanick can host as well, right? We can come together and host one. And we have
Okay.
also a 4-week program for parents now that stems from the Parenting in Flow Lab, because
Mm.
parenting is hard. I know all of this talk at the end. Parenting is hard. We know this. We know this, and we
Yeah.
notice that you're struggling as a parent. We are asking you to come out of your little hideaway where parents are feeling like I need to hide because this is such a um, like I feel shame to admit that I'm not doing good as a parent. You remember when we were young parents, we want to do
Mhm.
everything right? We would never
Mhm.
tell anybody outside of our house, you know what, I think I'm struggling as a parent. That would never come out of our mouth, would it?
Yeah.
No,
No.
because then comes the judgment, right? What do you mean your
Yeah.
child's not that great, or what are they misbehaving? What is going on, right? Then
Yeah.
we always say, no, yeah, everything is fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing good. Yeah, child's doing good. I'm doing really great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's embedded in us to pretend we do okay. But I am begging parents right now watching, please stop hiding and thinking this is only happening to you. It's not. It's happening across the world, actually. World. I've been talking to many people from around the world. It's happening. We have got so much in this confusion state with an authoritative to gentle into the middle ground where it's so I like to call this confusion. That's it. Chaos and confusion is what's happening.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's time that we all get together and hope to break away from this confusion and chaos.
Mhm.
Because if we all come together, we can all admit that our children are in danger, our children need help, our children need to be protected.
Yeah.
Then we can all come to the same place to start fixing this problem as a collective parents. Not one parent can do it. I beg all of you to step up as parents and stop thinking this is something you're suffering. And if I tell the world they're going to judge me, nobody's going to judge you. And if they are judging you, they're not your crowd.
Yeah.
If you come to any of our, right? If anybody judges you, they're not your people. Just get rid of them. Tell them to go find new friends. But in our program, we don't judge you. We look at it from the soul print biology. This is a biological system. If this system is not functioning properly, we're going to have behaviors that we have to deal with, right?
Mhm.
And that's
Mhm.
what listening is. Listening is a behavior. So if
Yes.
child's not listening, there's a problem that's underneath this. So we
Correct.
figure out the block, and we can really assist you with it. So step up, talk to us, talk to your friends, tell them that this is what's happening. We got to put even some regulations on these internet so that kids have less access to
Mhm.
channels, except
Yes.
18 years old. The
Yeah.
biggest screening is the people have to just say I'm 18 and they can enter anything they want.
Mm.
That's it. That's the biggest protection we have it.
Wow.
So
Yeah. Not good
we have
enough.
work to do, Yannick. So it's good.
Yes, we
We have
do.
lots of work. I love it because I want to protect our children. I know what happened to me when I wasn't protected. So this is truly close to my heart, and I know it is for you. And you have
Mhm.
grandkids. We need to make a better world for our kids, right?
We do. Yes, we do.
We have a big
Absolutely.
responsibility.
And you can do it, parents. You can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So connect with us, connect with your friends, talk to people, share with people, come together to collaboratively bring up ideas. How can we protect our children?
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you so much for bringing this topic. You can see I'm so fired up, right?
So good. I love it, Kohila. Thank you for
Because I'm
sharing.
hearing so
Mhm.
many stories that are going the wrong direction with kids that
Wow.
are 8 years old, 7 years old, in the
Mhm.
hospital, breaking things. Like it's just going in the wrong direction,
Yeah.
down the
Yeah.
wrong path. And I just feel so sad that this is
Mhm.
all we can avoid it. We can stop it. We can stop
Mhm. We
it.
can.
Doesn't
Yeah.
have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. So there is
Mhm.
a solution. So we cannot let it happen. So thank you so much for bringing this, and thank you all of you for watching. And if you have any more comments, if you didn't like anything we said, just send it to us because we love to hear the other side too. Because not everything has to make sense, and that's where conversation starts, right? When you
Right.
when
Yeah.
you have someone telling you something else, then we can think about it the other side. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach Yannick.
Thank you, Kohila. This was awesome. This was great. Thank you so much.